I'm standing here at the UFC pre-fight press conference with mixed martial arts legend and pioneer Gary Goodridge. How are you doing today, Gary?
Excellent, thank you.
Very good. So, can you tell us, are you going to be attending UFC 129?
Yes, I will be.
And how do you feel, considering that you're one of the pioneers of mixed martial arts, and back when you started with mixed martial arts, there wasn't as much exposure, and now this is one of the biggest mixed martial arts events ever to take place. How do you feel about the evolution of the sport since the time that you started there?
Well, it's quite surreal. I'm happy that it's gotten where it's gotten, and it's actually the future looks very promising for the sport. It's come leaps and bounds to where we are right now. I'm very happy, very happy.
And what do you think about the evolution of the athletes? I mean, when you were in the sport, it was a lot of guys specializing in one discipline and then using others to supplement that. And now you have guys who are coming in and they're pretty much good at everything. How do you feel about the evolution of the sport since the time that you've started?
It's the time that I started, there was no weight classes, and now all of a sudden there's a weight class. Like, weight classes, what's that? You know, it was definitely a big man sport back then, and it was all about size, bulk versus bravado. Tonnage versus technique, and now it's quite different, and it's wow.
So to a newer generation of mixed martial arts fans, they might not necessarily know who you are, but you probably obviously still have had many battles and many brawls in the time of mixed martial arts. What kind of advice would you give for any fighters who want to come up and maybe make their mark in mixed martial arts?
The advice that I have to say is that how the worst thing that any fighter does is they automatically they figure they look at something, they evaluate something in their head and say, oh, I can't learn from him, so he doesn't know as much as I do, so I'm not going to learn from them. The worst thing that you can do as a mixed martial artist is go and think that you can't learn anything from anybody or certain people. I can't learn with this group because they're not as good as I am. The worst thing you do is limit yourself that way. Once you start limiting yourself and what you can learn and who you can learn from, you've already gotten yourself beaten. Because sometimes you learn the most important things from the people that you never suspect you learn anything from. So always keep an open mind and keep an open head on what you can learn, and allow your mind to be a sponge and soak in the knowledge. Throw out the BS and keep the knowledge and grow your base or your knowledge base.
Very cool. Definitely some sound advice. And in the main event for UFC 129, you have two guys who pride themselves on expanding their knowledge base in George St. Pierre and Jake Shields. Any predictions on this fight? Where do you think it's going to go?
Here again, there's really two good opponents. George St. Pierre, he's a hometown favorite. He's a Canadian boy. Jake Shields, I know exactly it's going to go George St. Pierre's way. I mean, Jake Shields should put up a good fight, and he should lose the good fight too. So, I wish him well.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time, Gary. It was nice talking to you. This is Bilal here. Back to you.